Sergeant Cindi Stanton from, she's the detective sergeant that's overseeing this investigation.
Okay. On Tuesday, October 15th, just past 9:30 a.m., the APD dispatch received a report of a baby found by a citizen in Turner Park, which was not breathing. It was reported that the baby was wrapped in a towel and was under a bush, and it appeared to be a newborn baby. Anchorage police responded to the scene, as well as detectives and the crime scene team, to investigate the incident. That afternoon, APD was contacted by AFD medics who were responding to a female at a residence in Eagle River with possible injuries consistent to that of someone who might have given birth. APD detectives responded with medics and interviewed the female, who was identified as 24-year-old Ashley Ard. Further investigation revealed that Ashley had given birth in her residence in Eagle River and then left the home with the newborn just before 1 a.m. on Tuesday, October 15th. Our investigation also revealed that Ard went to Turner Park, where she left the newborn girl under a bush, wrapped in a towel. An autopsy was conducted by the medical examiner of the newborn. The results of the autopsy are still pending. Yesterday, a grand jury indicted Ard on a single count of murder in the second degree. Please keep in mind that indictment is only a charge and is not evidence of guilt. Ashley Ard is from Virginia, and she is a specialist in the U.S. Army. She reported to U.S. Army Alaska in late September. Any questions? Where do we think that the baby died, in the park or at the home? It's believed that it died in the park.
And was it a boy or a girl?
It was a girl.
Was Miss Ard aware, and if she had taken advantage of the state's safe haven law, would she be facing this murder charge right now?
The question is Miss Ard aware of the state's safe haven process, and that if she had used that, would she not be facing murder? And I don't know if she's aware of that yet at this point in time, but she would not be facing murder charges at this point had she used the safe haven.
Did she give you a reason as to why she left the child there?
The question is, did she give a reason as to why she left the child there? And that's part of the investigation that we're not going to let at this time.
Is the father of the child in Alaska, or is the father of the child there?
And the question is the father aware, and is he in Alaska? Due to the father not being involved in the crime, we're going to keep that information due to family rights. We're not going to share that. Yes, she is married.
Was her chain of command aware that she was pregnant?
I do not know if her chain of command was aware or not.
How pregnant was she?
Oh, and the question was, how pregnant was she, and did her chain of command know?
Was she a term?
She's believed to be full term, yes,
Full term, so,
or awfully close.
so it seems like it would be possible for her chain of command to not.
The comment was, it seems impossible for the chain of command to know, and you know, I can't say that to be true, because I know lots of people have gone full term and given birth, and their own spouses didn't know. So
Did she know that she was pregnant?
I believe the question is, did she know she was pregnant? And I believe she did know, yes.
Is mental illness or drugs, are they considered factors?
The question is, are mental illness or drugs considered a factor? That's certainly something that we're investigating, but don't have any evidence of that at this time.
Has she seen a medical professional before the pregnancy?
The question is, did she see a medical professional before for the pregnancy? And I don't believe so.
How much of the investigation is being handled by APD, and is J-Bear involved in this at all, or is it pretty much APD?
And the question is, how much of this is APD investigating, and is J-Bear being a participant at all? Sorry, paraphrasing that. We are working jointly on this. J-Bear and the U.S. Army have provided a lot of help and assistance, and we've provided, information to them, because Alaska is a concurrent jurisdiction. Either the Army or Anchorage Police Department could take this case, and so the military has allowed us to take the lead on it, and they're assisting.
You think the last time we spoke, you mentioned that you had not seen anything like this in quite some time. This is a pretty rare thing. Is that true? Still?
Yes, it's still true. The question or comment was, I had mentioned at the last press conference that we hadn't seen something like this in Anchorage at least for at least 19 years, and that is true still.
The people in that neighborhood, because we went out there the day it happened, were pretty startled because you have a lot of kids out there. It's a lot of residential areas there. Did you get any help from the public? I mean, that's a pretty highly trafficked area. Did they help you at all in this investigation?
Absolutely. The question is, did the neighborhood and the public help us at all in this investigation? And absolutely, the neighbors were great in providing us information. Even if they didn't have information specifically, they let us know of other neighbors that had surveillance and different things like that. So very helpful.
Did the suspect at all tell you as to why she chose that location? Was it close to where she lived? What was the reason behind it?
And the question is, did the suspect tell us why she chose that location? Was it close to where she lived? And I don't know that she told us why she chose that. And if she did, her conversation isn't something that I would share at this point in time due to the investigation.
Were the neighbors, the residents, the neighbors who you spoke to, were they aware that she was pregnant too?
The question is, were the neighbors that we spoke to aware that she was pregnant? I don't know that they knew her well enough to know if she was pregnant or not.
Okay, so she may not have shown as much.
Correct. And the comment was that she may not have shown as much, and that's correct.
I mean, maybe to really answer this, but does she have any other children? And if so, are those children taken into custody by the state because of the situation, or?
And the question is, does the family have any, does she have any children, other children, and are they going to be taken away from the state? And due to privacy acts, I'm not going to discuss whether she does or doesn't have other family or children.
Did you say what military unit she was in?
I believe the Army sent out a press release yesterday with that,
I don't know that they said that.
with that information. I can get it forwarded to you after the fact. Yeah.
Do you want me to repeat that question?
Any other questions?
The people who spoke were during the indictment, one of those people, were they the one who actually found the baby?
Three witnesses listed on the right.
The question is, was one of the three witnesses that spoke at the grand jury one of the people, the person who found?
And if so, who?
And if so, who? I don't believe it was the person who found the baby. I think it was mostly investigators and the medical examiner. I don't know the third person. Sorry.
I'd interest you on that note. Was the person alone in the baby himself? Or was it together?
So the question is, was the person at home or did
they call from the park, and were they alone?
Oh. The question is, did the person call from the park and were they alone when they found the baby? I believe they called from a cell phone at the park and they were with their dog. So they weren't alone.
Did the dog find the baby?
The question is, did the dog find the baby? The man had his dog on a leash and the dog did go over and investigate that area where the blanket was. And so he pulled his dog away and then found the body. So in a sense, yes.
And was the baby, if you have evidence, do you know whether the baby was born healthy or not?
The question is, do we know, was there evidence if the baby was born healthy or not? The medical examiner conducted an autopsy. That report is still pending. That investigation is actually still ongoing. We have evidence, we have information to believe that the child was indeed alive, and the grand jury needed to find that the baby was alive before they were able to charge the murder charge.
Healthy is different than just alive.
We're going to have to wait for the medical examiner's report to say healthy, because they'll have to talk about all the organs and things like that.
The situation we're in right now is we can give you basic information, but we can't really get into the details of the evidence and what motives might be in place. Those are issues for trial if we go to trial. We're just, you know, I know you got to ask, but you also got to understand that we can't try the case here, and the process has to work its way through. So we have to walk a tightrope.
You can try and trick me.
Got him right.
What? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.